Hello everyone, this is Greyshot17, and today I hope to do a KJF, or at least start one. This is going to be an allied game on Axis and Allies, with me attempting to kill Japan before I go for the kill in Germany. This was requested by a person in the previous game, since I did realize in the last couple games I played as the Allies, I did typically go for a kill on, what's it called? Germany, and it like overwhelmed them and let Japan do its thing. But this time, I'm going to be a little different. This time, hopefully, I can set up a KJF, a kill Japan first type of game. We'll see. So let's get into the game itself and start our search. By the way, do want to point out, if we look here, I'm now 158 under Allies and 260 for Axis. So I'm getting up there. Again, hopefully, my original goal was to get to the highest tier. But again, because there occasionally will be a game where I work my way up, like Overwatch, I got to the top, and other games that I'm just like, you know what, Axis and Allies, why not? Let me try that again. And a lot of, watching a lot of other content creators, like I think Manix is a guy I've been watching a lot, especially when I was sick in Spain with COVID. So, you know what? Again, thank him for making content that kept me sane while I was, stuck in a foreign country. But hopefully you guys enjoy this, and hopefully, yeah, I can be successful in that regard. But you never know what luck will bring, or what terrible misfortune in this game. What terrible misfortune indeed. All right, so we're launching now. Again, with the KGF, you really don't have to do much in terms of Russia, or at least I don't want to change my strategy for the beginning of Russia, because really that has a huge dramatic impact on the game itself for the late game, or at least the later end of the first turn. And I say that because if I don't kill Ukraine in terms of the bomber and stuff there, then they could take Egypt, which in turn affects again Asia and the Southern Pacific, which in turn affects the Pacific toward America as that fleet gets annihilated and Japan gets more boldened. So it just has a domino effect that really I want to kill this above everything else. And if I just stacked here, this force would come down. So I want to make sure it's dead. So, hey, again, if you have an interesting opener for Russia, I would love to see it and hear about it. So, because I'm always curious about different strategies. 4 hits, I'll take that as a positive sign. 1 hit. Oh. Let's go. I just pull back. He's like, why? Why'd he pull back? He literally had me outgunned. And nope. Anyway, got him. Only 1 loss. Let's see about the South, though. This is always tricky. 5 hits? I like that. Ooh. We didn't get the bomber, though. We did not get the bomber. All 4? Oh, my God. Alright, I have to kill it. I have to kill the bomber. I may lose the armor, but at least I have the territory and killed the bomber and the fighter in this case. So, it's actually a nice little win. Knocked out. I do want the tanks to survive, honestly. The perfect scenario would be you kill everything and you pull back with armor to the Caucasus. That's the perfect scenario in my mind. Yet, unfortunately, that will not be the case. The good news is, well, we can move infantry to help in China. We can move additional forces over here to make sure they don't push up any further. Group everyone in what's in Siberia, right? Or, sorry, Yakut. Sub goes there. I think that's about it. And again, 2 infantry here. Or, not all 4. Sorry, 2 infantry and 2 pieces of artillery. And then the remaining bits. I forgot to move infantry. It's fine. It's only 1. There we go. Any case, that's Russia's turn, so we'll wait for Germany to do his and then pop up as Britain. Hello guys, welcome back for another round of Axis and Allies, this time as the British. And yeah, the Germans got a bomber, a couple infantry, artillery, and a tank. Combat moves, let's see what they tried. They attacked a destroyer and killed it. They killed the infantry there, no losses. Weirdly, they used the tank. I don't really see the tank used that often because it is expensive. But here's the thing. Germany might have won this battle, but they lost a fighter, a cruiser, and 3 submarines. So, did they actually win? I mean, like, of course, they probably just returned the fighter. But with the fighter lost here, and the fighter lost here, they're down to 3 fighters. Do I really have to go KJF? Oh my god. Oh my god. Alright. Well, I did make a promise. So a promise I shall keep. Hopefully. Anyway, yeah, they could send a lot of stuff in there, but as long as we defend it, we're fine. Yeah, let me just build, because, what, 3 fighters? Easily, I have enough force here that can take it. So, what we're going to do is, I'm going to kill that, and then, let's see... We're going to get, thank you, Cat, 2 transports, and just infantry. Infantry to guard the other point. And we'll throw the tank in there, because why not? We'll just drop them off in France. Actually, hold on. Let's make sure the tank has a buddy. Or should I? No. Yes, that's fine. There we go. And we'll have the cruiser there, because I'm not having it anywhere else. The fighter can go over here and kill that thing, and then it'll return, and we'll have a defensive position off the coast of France. Yeah, bomber. Let's go kill that. Let's have the fighter jump on in. Now, typically, I don't want to leave this area, but because there's already so much, I'm just going to send everything I can over there. I could attack this, but it's very risky. Let's go up there. Oh, now with the should I go with the cruiser? Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay, yeah, we'll do that. That should be fine. And then we'll send the sub over here. We'll put the 2 infantry in this. Pop it over. I do this for a landing area for aircraft coming in, so the America is a little bit easier to, like, attack everything else. If I don't have to worry about Japanese bombers coming in and then landing here. Yeah, I think that's right now good. We can deal with that force. Not Russia. Germany might push in here, which will suck, but at least I'll kill this and that. I just realized I can't send that fighter in because that fighter needs to go in and kill that battleship. Otherwise, I'll lose this whole area. So instead, I'm going to send that with the aircraft carrier. And yeah, I think that's a good round. Now, in this scenario, I'm like being like probably begged to do a oh my god. Like, Greyshot, it's the perfect target. You should kill the Germans. They literally do not have an air force to stop. Yes, I know. But hopefully a strong UK in that sector can at least cause some havoc. And I did take the position, so that's even better. So at least I know I can hold that. Excellent. Alright, now comes the real deal. Can I take this position? Yes? I'm gonna lose the bomber anyway, so let's just pull that back. Because the bomber would land in Egypt. That's why I'm just being like, no, I'm not even gonna worry about it. Question is, what about this location? Submarine is not engaged. Alright. So, let's make sure our defense profile, that's normal. And then let's make sure the US is on default, but this at C. So if he tries to go for the sub, he won't hit it. But if he tries to attack America, at least the sub will engage and take a hit. Oh my god. Thank you. Like, can we hit something, please? It's like eventually we'll hit the target. Alright, combat. Well, that's all the combat scenarios. Not perfect, but also not terrible. Let's put the fighter there. And we'll put the other fighter somewhere. I don't know where. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Not a lot of good options for that location. We'll just leave it there. That way if he does draw the fleet over, it's Maybe better. I don't know. Yeah, we'll just stick with that. Destroyer, go here. Put the other fighter there for protection. Even with the bomber, it's very unlikely he would win that fight. Make sure he can't land in Alaska. Yeah, no, I think we're good. Not really too much I can do in this scenario. Aircraft carrier, the extra transport, and the 3 infantry. So, not a bad round. Honestly, we got France. The Germans can't land any more men, and I easily outnumber them with this force. So, oh, the fighter's down here. I just realized. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, even the fighter's out of position. He might charge, but again, that would be a nice, easy win, maybe, for me, because I can send the infantry with a fighter or 2, and hopefully kill the tank and then get the hell out of Dodge, so we'll see. I could see the Germans also just trying to be slow and pull back or wait, but I should have more men than them, and I have the air supremacy, or air superiority, so we'll see how things go. Hello everyone, this is Greyshot time once again for Axis and Allies, this time as the Americans, and they didn't attack the U.S. fleet. Oh my god. Okay, so a KJF is possible in this game, even though they still have a good chunk of their fleet, which will make it more annoying in some capacity. They didn't lose anything attacking the fleet over here. No losses there. Again, not good. In all honesty, this would be a game where I really wouldn't want to fight Japan, but looks like we're going to have to fight Japan. Lovely. Alrighty, so, based on what you guys want, or based on, the strategy that I'm going with, let's go for a full attack on, well, Japan. So, what can we do? First off, it is interesting that this fleet, because he has a bomber, 1, 2, 3, I couldn't land here anyway, and if I came up here, again, I think right now, the UK is actually doing a fairly good job, so I'm actually going to let the UK do what it does best, and just keep raiding the European coast. So, let's see here. We'll get another aircraft carrier because we have all the planes available, which is actually surprising in my book. I'll get a destroyer, and you know what? Actually, another battleship. I don't mind getting another battleship just for protection purposes, and, well, we already have a lot of stuff, so I feel like we're pretty good in that capacity. Because what I'm going to do is bring over the transports and the cruisers, so I don't really need additional transports or stuff like that. I will send this transport down here. That way, again, we don't have to worry about long-range aircraft landing at that base. I don't want that, so I'm going to make sure it's dead. Submarine, again, he could have its... wait. Does it say that it's submerged, or... No, it doesn't. Okay. I don't think it says... it will engage. Anyway, we'll send destroyer in, go kill it. We'll send the fighter in. This fighter... I don't want to send that one up there, because what it'll do is... wait, yeah, 1, 2, 3 will be stuck there, and I don't want the aircraft carrier there. So we'll send 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we'll send it here. And with the battleship, I'm pretty certain that will be neutralized. So I'm pretty happy about it. I'll be fine. I'll be fine. It's not going to bite my ass later on. Or will it? I'm not attacking. There's no way here I can attack. I'm going to pull back slowly but surely with my men. Elsewhere, can't really push. So I think that's it for right now. Okay, so let's see. Oh, thank God, didn't bite my ass. Okay. Whew. That could have been bad. But again, being a little more ballsy because I have to get my troops in position. Submarines killed, no losses, a big win for me. All right, so what we're going to do? We're going to move the sub. I want to kind of move it here so it's a little bit closer. Let's see, 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah, I can go there if need be in case they move their stuff there. Move aircraft carrier there. We'll move the destroyer down. Air assets will go over here with the new carrier. The bomber will move to Hawaii. The cruiser as well move up there. Or, no. I should move it up to bring it back down. We'll move it here. That way it can just easily come down. Wait, no. It would come down anyway. It's not... Oh, my God. Anyway, move it down. We'll move all the infantry and the armor in that transport as well. Which is probably going to shock him, being like, wait a second, why is he not attacking, Germany? This seems like a weak Germany, but I made a promise, and I shall keep it. Alright. Ooh, maybe I could kill that later. And my transport's still alive. That's nice. Okay, so anyway, all the stuff is moved down, so we're pretty good. We're pretty solid, all things considered. Alright, I'm just making sure I'm not missing anything. Usually that cruiser is the only thing I miss. But I think we got everything moved, which is perfect. We have a small fleet here. Not the biggest by any stretch, but at least it's a solid front. That way, if Japan does try to push here, I could very quickly counter it with some good, decent firepower. And with all the reinforcements coming in, we have a healthy fleet to go toe-to-toe with them. Air power is the one thing that they do have that I'll need to kind of slowly build upon. But building a turn with probably a submarine, 2 fighters, and an aircraft carrier again probably will be a good counter. Alright. Because of all this here, I'm actually going to want to pump out infantry. Or maybe 1 tank. Maybe a tank. We'll have a dish. Okay. Now, I want to kill this and make sure he's good here. So, he's in a good situation. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so it's really just 3 fighters, the bomber, and then, 8 on 8. So as long as I have a healthy number of troops, I should be fine. So I'm going to put 2 guys here, use an artillery piece there. And then I'll use 2 guys here. And then use the fighters to cover their attack. Then, again, we have 6 guys here with 3, 1. This is going to be 3 additional guys. There'll be 4. Plus another 5. So essentially there's going to be, 6 guys coming in here. So that'll be a total of 10 infantry. And then 4 artillery. That's 14. 8 and 8. I probably should have moved the fighter I should have probably moved the fighter there. Would have been a smarter move to move the fighters and stuff there. But I digress. I think with fighter support, let's see. And the fact he lacks infantry. I have a ton of infantry defense. Yeah, I should still... I should have put the American fighter there. That's my bad. He might push. I don't think he will. Let me double actually check the odds on that one. So, let me see. Okay, so actually I ran the numbers and it's not looking good. If I were to go here, I think that's what he wants. He'll kill me. He has a very high likelihood of killing me. And I don't want to take those odds. So I'm going to do something even more risky. Or at the very least, maybe not that risky, but at least more ballsy. Because what I'm going to do, and we'll see how this works, is I want to force him to focus his effort on me completely. So I'm going to invade Ukraine. This is probably ludicrous to a lot of people. But my thought process, and actually, I don't need the fighter here. I can literally send the fighter here for extra, to make sure it wins. But for reference, the goal that I'm doing in this situation is kill this, take this, threaten all this so he's forced to pull the troops down, right? And or attack here, but pump so much infantry that if he does fall back into the West Russia and attack straight in, thinking I'll just take here next turn, I'll be set. If he attacks here, I'll move all the infantry here, move everything here, have the armor and stuff, then pulverize him and hopefully take him out. So that's my goal. So if I'm doing that strategy, let me reduce the artillery that I'm actually sending to that region, right? Because I only need really 1. And I'll send 3 here with the remaining guys. He can send 3 tanks, though. Let's send 2. There we go. Just to be on the safe side, let's send everything. That's fine. Let's make sure it's real tough for him. But yeah, no, he'll 1, 2. He can't go this way, so he has to go around, and he doesn't have access. So that will work. That will absolutely work. And then again, we can just fill in the gaps. And I feel like that's, at the very least, it will make Germany react in a way that he probably was not expecting me to react. So that is my strategy. That's my strategy right now, ladies and gentlemen. He was probably not expecting a Soviet assault, but I need to threaten a vital aspect to him and make it so that way if he does attack me that I would be the winner. yeah, that scenario I would absolutely dominate. So let's move 1 infantry there. Move the fighters. Ukraine's actually... Well, yeah, Ukraine's not a bad spot. We'll move 1 here, 1 there. And then we'll move... that down, this over, the 4 over, this back up here. And that's going there, so there's something to guard. Move the tank here. We'll move 1 infantry as well, just in case somebody gets a idea to hit it with air or something. Move 5 infantry there with the artillery. Okay. Now, this might seem ludicrous, but again, with this threatening him here, this guy will be forced to react, and I'm outside of his range. So if he attacks me here, I just literally pancake him and destroy that army. If he decides to pull back, then I push up here with my force and take him out. Again, I just want to keep the pressure as much as I can on Germany, so that way when I can focus on my actual objective, which is goddamn Japan. Okay. And I know I could launch an assault here, and that's why I kind of have this fighter here. So I can move these 4 guys, 1, 2, 3, 4, and attack him here. That's my idea. Do I want to do that? Not necessarily, but hey, it would kill an army of Japan, or 1 down here in 1, 2, 3, 4. That would be even better. So I don't know what he's going to do, but either way, that'll be a big win for me. So we'll see, and we'll find out what he does. But first off, let's see what Germany does. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back as the Brits, and Germany did what exactly? He destroyed an infantry and a tank, but he lost an infantry. That's fine. No losses there. No losses there. 1 loss there. That looks horrifying, so let's get away from that. However, some positive news. Even though they did, I realized, kill the transport over here. This worked. A lot of their forces here are kind of scattered, and I think I should be able to press him. He has a large force here, which, weirdly enough, I think I'll be okay with. And I feel like I want to deal with this threat down here before it becomes too much of an issue. So that's, I think, where I'm going to go. I'm going to send that there. Now, there is this, which 1, 2, 3, 4. The bomber could come in and deal with anything here, right? And then down here, 1, 2, easily, a bomber could come in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like, not even a question. So, this fleet's somewhat in a precarious position, but if I build 2 fighters, right? And then I pump out another, let's say, bomber over here. That way, if he does anything crazy, I can deal with it. And another, or, you know what? Let's not build a bomber there. Let's build a tank. Yeah, let's make sure that area is good. So, sea-wise, land-wise, I'm going to get a tank. And then air-wise, I'm going to get another plane. That way, I can build a carrier here and make sure this is pretty much secure next turn. In the meantime, let's make sure that this area is relatively secure as stated. So I'm going to send the tank, the infantry, and I'm going to send it down here. That way I can at least deal with this threat immediately. That way if he does attack me, I have a force right behind him, which will most likely chase him down. And then of course move this up. Let's move our 1 infantry to kill the that unit right there, because again, if I can kill the artillery piece, that's a huge win in the long term. Let's see. We're going to send the transports. Now, which transport's which? Oh, perfect. So, we'll move this one with the bigger stuff here. There we go. That will work. That way, if he does attack it, he'll still take some losses, most likely. And that way, I can at least deal with, like I said, that threat. I don't want to necessarily deal with that just as of yet. And the 2 fighters, once I retake this territory, I can put that there and really solidify West Russia if possible. Or at least attempt to. We'll see. We'll see what Germany does. In the meantime, Yeah, I think at least North Africa will be secure by probably not this turn, but the turn after. At least that's my hope. Or at least he'll take so many substantial losses, my large force will be able to easily overwhelm him. And yeah, I think overall we're good. There's not much else I can do. I'm going to move the sub over there. But I feel like that is my move. Again, may only be like a couple points, but... Oh, that's a nice little win. That's a nice win right there. Japanese piece of artillery gone, which makes it harder to take India. Win for me. Let's make sure that's secure. And again, 1, 2, 3, I can essentially hit him and run, or, you know, vice versa. Send the tank in, 1, 2, 3, you know, escape. Or go down here. Whatever I need to. I just realized I didn't build any infantry in India. I'm a moron. Not India. I didn't put anything here, so you can essentially just... Wow, I completely forgot about that. That is so dumb. I hit a new level of dumb right there. That is shocking. That is truly shocking. Incompetent British command? Or somebody just trying to rush their turn. You decide. But yeah, that's really dumb because I realized there's nothing there. Okay. Now, 1, 2, 3. Okay, you still can't attack me directly. So, probably send this. I could send 2 fighters there. And then put 1 fighter here. Up here. Yeah, that's probably what I'll have to do. And again, I can always, like, move them back up and just take, you know, 1 piece of territory. That's fine. But at least that way India is secure, because I want to make sure, again, I focus on Japan. So not the smartest move in my playbook, not at all. But I should instead have got fighter, got more infantry and artillery. But hey, that's what you get sometimes when you don't think things out all that well. So I got a good handful of points, and at least... North Africa should be secure, hopefully next turn. Okay, so not what I expected. Back as America, round 2, and Japan's not going for India, especially after my blunder. He's actually going for Russia. Okay, I guess they suspect Russia to be weaker since there's less pressure on Germany, and I guess they hope they can beat me. And they do have a sizable fleet here. Double checking over what he did. He essentially took the territory back. No real problems there. But that's about it. Which is fascinating. I guess I should have moved the sub up and... Well, no, it still would have been in range. Oh, I should probably make sure that both on C, so that way the subs can't be easily killed. Honestly, I think I would just reinforce. He has 4 planes here. I'll have 4 planes. He has a cruiser. I'll have a cruiser. 2 battleships, and 2 aircraft carriers. And yeah, so it's exactly the same. And on a defense, I would be even better. Plus, I can move the destroyer over, and I'd be pretty solid. Now, he can move over additional fighters and a bomber. But again, I would have defense on him. And even if he has 3 more units, I don't think that would be so instrumental. Especially if he wants to risk it. I wouldn't. At least that's me. I wouldn't risk it. Again, complication, I think, will be making sure that I have enough men. But again, I'll do my own thing. I'll get my own aircraft carrier and stuff like that, so I'm in a good state. So let's do that. Now, 1, 2, 3. I could take that out, but I need to go up. That could be a fighter up there, so at least it protects that region a little bit. And keeps the Russians from attacking. Or I can move back here and have the Russian attack. Though I think he'll be preoccupied with that fighter. 1, 2, yeah. So I'll attack, because most likely he's going to be preoccupied. And even if I were to attack that, because I would have a fighter, a sub, and a bomb. Can I actually fight? Hold on. Can I fight that fleet? Could I theoretically fight the fleet around the Philippines and do a decisive blow in round 2 against the Japanese? I mean, that is a possibility. Yeah, because again, all the fighters, 1, 2, 3, I can land here. That's why that location is so important. So I could overwhelm him. Hypothetically speaking, and wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. I could attack with those additional, at least one additional fighter, and the bomber, and the aircraft carrier, and let's not attack with the transports because I have no support for them, and most likely they would die if I won that battle from a counterattack. But still, that would be impressive if I could neutralize that fleet. So hypothetically, what is this outcome? It's implausible. Now, sea battles are weird because fighters technically will be neutralized first over aircraft carriers, which do have a solid defense, but not as much as fighters. So let me double check that real quick. Okay, so yeah, that's a terrible idea. Let's not do that. Again, the battleships and the fighters kind of really add up on there. But if I bring everything else in, I should also be fine in that location, so I'm not too worried. Like I said, I'll just prep for an attack. Like I said, in the meantime, if he gathers up forces, I could theoretically just wait. So it may not be beneficial to actually have that. I'll move that down. And then just kind of a delaying action, honestly. I really don't need to do too much in the grand scheme of things. So, yeah, let's hold off here from attacking. Wait, if I attack there and then, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it still wouldn't be in range. Wait a second. No, it wouldn't be. 1, 2, 3. I am not in range of that. That's annoying for that transport, but... Oh, I can move the fighter here. That's what I can... Be productive. Make sure North Africa is secure. That way if he attacks here, he'll lose men. I can just chase him. And he'll probably be in a really bad state because of it. So, all good. Does that mean I can launch any other attacks? Not really. I could launch an attack here, but he would most likely counterattack very quickly. So probably not worth it in the grand scheme of things. Transports can go here. And that would be 1, 2, 3. That would be outside of his range. Pretty much on anything. So I should be good. And if he's focusing so much here, he doesn't really have much infantry they can land and keep reinforcing with, which that's exactly what it looks like. He's sending everything out in the last blitz. So, not too much of a turn going on, but it's a turn of possibilities. It's a turn of so many possibilities I could do, but it's better not to attack. Sometimes it's best just to wait it out and figure out what your opponent is doing, and, you know, force them to hopefully make a key mistake somewhere. Let's see. Force a destroyer away, maybe? That could be good, or just kind of keep it back. That sub is tricky. Because, again, I don't necessarily want him to just send a destroyer to attack it. Let's get everything together. Let's just put it all up there. It's like, couldn't I just drove across the country? No. You had to go that way. It was very important. Why? No particular reason. Put the bomber there. Have destroyer come down with the cruiser and the aircraft carrier. Again, he would be in the same boat I would be in. So I don't think he... let's keep the sub there just for defense. Again, it could take a hit. Could be a lifesaver in the future. And then, yeah, we'll prep all that. The 2 infantry will push down here, so if he attacks, we'll counter. We'll move the fighter there. Overall, I think that's about it. Okay. Yeah. Again, a lot of forces right here. Again, if he were to attack me, even if he had a few more fighters and a bomber, I would still be in a pretty decent state. So again, I'm not too worried. And if he attacks me this way, I would have an advantage most likely, so he would not want to do that. Because again, sometimes you can attack across the fleet, but with 2 fighters versus 2 in a destroyer and a carrier, he won't take those odds. Hopefully he doesn't. I mean, you know what? He should take those odds. He should absolutely take those odds. I'm like making sure. Okay. I honestly just need infantry right now. I just need to outman the Germans, which it's not as bad as I would have thought. Now let's just move. Let's just send some forces elsewhere and do some light attacks. cat's waking up. I could send a infantry unit over there just to cause some havoc. There we go. Nice attacks across the board. It should be in a good state. We hit everything across and hopefully cause a lot of damage and gets a lot of points, and then break this up so it makes it harder for him to advance. This is still good odds, right? Yeah, it's still strong. Okay, that's fine. So I always try to go with one more than the defender. That way, if I do lose something, I still gain the territory. Alright, let's see. In a fighter, it's usually 50-50, but it's decent odds nonetheless. Alright, there we go. Poland secured. Again, it's just going to be a lot of annoying... it's just going to be very annoying for this guy to deal with, all that. Come on. The only time I don't do that is with territory that's pretty cheap. So, like, 1, I don't care. This way, also, we can't attack up there. Alright, let's move Russia. You go back to there. We'll move all of our forces back except for 1. Or should I leave it 2? Just to fuck with him, I should probably leave it 2. Because, again, he doesn't exactly have a ton of infantry, so the more he burns just killing my men, the better off I am. So, I am okay with that whole situation. Move that there. Move one guy here. So, again, it just makes it more annoying for him more than anything else. I love this weird state of affairs. It's amazing. But yeah, now I have 11 infantry. So, even if he grouped up all those infantry in Belarusia, he would still not be. Like, hold on. Yeah. I'm still in a good state. Now, I can't do this attack again. But by the time he comes back, and I could always move up. The only problem is I fucked up with the UK, which I should have an invading force. But I'll just, because I now realize he's not doing much, I'll make it cheap there and focus my efforts on transport, an aircraft carrier, and additional infantry to support all the efforts there. Sure, I don't have a ton of CP, but it should be enough. And again, Russia will probably take casualties in fighting for all this back, and hopefully that will once again delay them, at least for another turn. This will be an issue, but if he just moves up, I'll smash him with a huge fighting force. Because again, I still have a decent force that can hit Russia and Japan. Because again, my fleet is just stacked against Japan, so we can't really invest in that economy on an army on the ground. So we'll see how things go. We'll see if I can keep holding out, or if I make another fuck up in some capacity. Okay, guys, we're back, and yeah, Germany might have messed up more than I thought, or at least more than I expected. So they lost a bunch of infantry, 3 infantry, taking that position. They didn't send air support or anything like that. They just attacked, or maybe they did send it. I'm not sure, but I don't see what they attacked with. I do know they lost 3 infantry. So it worked, right? It absolutely worked. They attacked, lost quite a few guys, and in that attack, they're now down pretty significantly. So I'm going to send the tank over with the artillery and hit with 2 planes. My goal is to kill it. I'm not going to try to, keep the planes alive. Sorry, I'm not going to try to sacrifice the planes. I'm going to just try to neutralize this in that false swoop and then move all the remaining infantry over to India for a solid defense. Because if I want to hold out against the... Oh, I'm sorry. Before I jump the gun. Destroy an infantry unit. He did lose some guys. Although he did destroy everything here and didn't lose a single thing. And he lost very low infantry. So that's not amazing. Yeah, I need to start doing, hitting him. But he does have a lot of guys, so it is smart of me to get a fighter and a fighter and a aircraft carrier. And then we'll prep infantry for a counterattack, right? Let's make sure we have a solid defense, and then we'll counterattack. But the positive thing is, right, is I can get this and still land in France. I am shocked by the fact he didn't have anything in France, right? Because you don't want to allow me to grab that territory, but he's opening the door. I'm assuming he's just going full crazy and trying to kill Russia, but I'm still in a good position. And if I move guys here, it's not like Japan's going to be much better. My guys are right here, so at the very least, I pose a threat to Japan. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Anyway, let's get back to the better fight. So, hey, the fighter here worked. I'm very happy the fighter there worked. But, yeah, it looks like my idiotic plan that should not have worked at all actually pulled through. I, again, find it very weird that it did that. And, again, 1-2 so I can get my fleet up there just fine. But it panned out, and it worked. I don't understand. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I can get everyone up here for defense in case he tries to attack, or come in with here is essentially what I'm saying. Because he doesn't have a lot of infantry. If I can kill this, even if I don't kill that per se, I'll be fine. I'll just Anyway, let's carry on. Let's carry on. So, is there anything else I can attack as the UK? I don't think I can. I think I'll move one guy there, right? Oh, wait, no. Wait. Let's make sure we attack it. But let's not move all the fighters, right? Because he could theoretically attack me here. And he has a total of, let's see. He has 1 transport here. He has 1 transport here. And he has 1 transport here. So, overall, he can attack with 4 guys. And he does have a lot of fighters, right? So, I may not want to move my fighters right now. Killing this helps because, again, I can just quickly kill it. One less thing to deal with. But everything else, I'm probably going to have to at least keep something there for defensive purposes. Even actually place some, maybe 1 unit there. Just to be on the safe side. We'll figure it out. Even if I keep the fighters there, I'll be fine. Let's hope to God I win here. Again, it's an even fight, but I do have more attack power, so. Got the kills. I call that a win. I absolutely call that a win. We cleaned them up in Tunisia. We're being historically accurate. Just without the Americans. Alright. We got that piece of territory. Alright, so we'll probably have to keep the 3 fighters there, just to be on the safe side. Move the 2 fighters up there. Move the infantry over. Because no point of having them there. There we go. Move the fighter there. This fighter will keep there. The other 3 we will hold back, just on the safe side. In case he sends, let's see, 1, 2, 3. In case he sends 1, 2, 3, 4 is fighters and stuff there. That way we have a solid defense. I'll keep the other fighter here just to be on the safe side. I don't think he'll attack, but just to be on the safe side. I would rather have stuff here. And then we'll attack next turn with the Soviets. 3 fighters should be fine. Not the best scenario that I'm putting this in, because he could naval invade. But again, I find it really difficult to imagine he would, because I could counterattack with the American, and then just he would throw everything off balance, and I could go in for a push here, and he'd be cut off. And theoretically, he could lose a lot of his air support right there. So I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, that's fine. We'll do that. Again, just to be on the safe side, I'm putting 1 additional infantry unit here. Just to be on the safe side. And then we'll have an attack force here. Not the best, but again, next turn is when we'll heavily reinforce this area with infantry, naval, transport, destroyer, and a ton of infantry, and then also reinforce India. Although, again, India is about to get a lot of reinforcements from North Africa. So that will absolutely help. Okay. And again, 4 planes, even if he sends 4 plus the 2 aircraft carriers, the cruiser and destroyer, he's at a disadvantage. Or at the very least, he would suffer so heavy casualties, I don't think he wants to sacrifice all of his planes. And I would possibly still have transport. So again, we'll see. But, yeah, we're still down. It's not amazing for me right now, but we're slowly catching up. And I think I can kill at least this army. And even if he moves up here, right, I could just smash him here and then just really start pressing elsewhere. Yeah, and I don't think Japan would launch a full kamikaze attack against me. I just don't. I personally don't see it. But again, I didn't think he would attack here. I thought he would just stay still. But hey, that's you know, sometimes they make interesting choices, but we'll see what happens, because again, I've absolutely messed up in this game. And to be fair, I probably should have gone on Germany more heavily, but hey, I'm still going with the KJF strategy. So my goal, even if Germany's like has no men there, my goal is to knock out Japan first before I knock out, you know, Berlin. So we'll see what happens. All right, guys, we're back, and time to see what Japan did in his turn. Lost some infantry, but didn't take the territory. And he took the territory and is pushing north. He might be trying to go for a snipe here, because I can't reinforce with as much. However, counter that I would have would be the fact that I'll just next turn just move over more infantry, more armor to that, and actually make it probably an even fight at the very least, compared to this front. But anyway, and the fact they saw the territory is quite nice. But let's see right now. So we have Japan, and Japan's resource income is 37 to 39, right? He's getting more territory from Russia, which is making him a little more equivalent to the U.S. Well, actually, no, he's on par, roughly. Yeah, he's on par. So really, it's just going to be a fight of attrition in this case. And to be fair, I probably, like, right now I'm going to have, I already double-checked the outcome. I have the aircraft carrier and the fighters that move down here. I'm going to need to do something in order to get him from that territory. I don't know what yet. Because, again, he's also in a good state to attack India, so I can't just move over with a ton of guys and land there. I mean, I maybe could, or maybe I could force him to withdraw some forces and then hit him. Could work. We'll see. So, I have a couple strategies. And again, I don't think as well I should just go in for the attack. I double checked. I'm like 33%. It's not a good idea. So let's just reinforce here. And I because I have more defense with the planes, I probably need more just units to get rid of. I could do 7 submarines to attack, which could be good. But he has a ton of destroyers, so theoretically on defense, actually no, because I have fighter support, I have a higher chance, because I would have 8 units at 4, and then on attack I would have a better. So they kind of actually cover each other quite well. So yeah, actually, I think that would be a better idea. And worst case scenario, you say, oh, Greyshot, what if he, attacks you? It's like, okay, he has to literally burn through more subs, but they still have the battleships, the more planes than he does, so, and more aircraft carriers than he does. So, yeah, that way it also protects, what is it called? The planes from being shot down, taken out, because theoretically after destroyers they would be the big thing. And destroyer wise, what I would have, let's see, 5. At least that's a little better in my eyes, so we'll do that. All right. So, not much I can do this turn. I can't exactly attack with anything, so we're just going to end it. Move the planes down. It's going to be a battle of attrition. Alrighty, so it's going to be a gigantic fleet battle. This is going to be one for the ages. Now, like I said, I don't think he's going to attack me, because even though he has 9 destroyers, I have 4. I have more planes than he does. I have more aircraft carriers, and I have subs. He has no subs, so that could also be really beneficial if they get a nice hit or two. So, I think that's it, right? Yeah, there's not much else. I'm literally like trying to think of anything to do, and I kind of feel bad, but it's all just that. It's all right. Now time to play as Russia. We're gonna try to go for the attack there. 1, 2. Wait. That's not bad. Not terrible. Oh yeah, and I can just literally just slowly send more troops down. That's perfect. Okay, so let's do that because again, I'll be fine with my defense here. So, and with that territory, I help America out by giving them another point. Unfortunately, I'm not getting the territory, which that's unfortunate. Let's just guard there. Send this guy down. Put one more troop there. And then that's protected. That's protected. Four troops there. The rest there. There we go. And even if he were to attack, let's say he goes here, right? He puts everything here. I have 5 infantry, these guys, and tanks that can just rush in and kill him. So it would actually be a big blow for. It would be a big blow for. Was it the Japanese? So anyway, also total I guess point value that I'm currently getting is 99. The enemy is getting 78, 77, so at least I still have way more in production than he does, which is good. And again, I would be I don't think he's going to attack me, but if he does, that would be very bad for him. This is not like I have more artillery, more infantry. Again, he has more tanks, but not that much more in the grand scheme of things, and I have equal number of fighters that he could deploy. Bombers would be an issue. Bombers and his additional tanks, but again, I have anti-air. And again, the amount of infantry I have over him, I think, would kind of even things out. So, we'll see what happens. All right, everyone, we are back, and let's see what we can do as the British. Note, if I sound a little bit off, I've been drinking due to a drunk stream watching The Velocipastor, which is a movie, and it is terrible, but I had a good time. Anyway, let's get to this game. So, we can't attack here. Or can't... No, we don't. We can't attack. Theoretically, I could, let's say, hit here and here. That would be at least a decent amount of points forced to France. So, that's 8. Yeah, let's do that. I'm thinking, yeah. And then we build 2 tanks, 3 infantry, and then 3 more for here. Actually, let's minus the tanks and just have infantry, and then what I can do is build a transport, and then build another, let's say, attack unit, so that way I can just keep pumping out frontline forces. Because again, all the bombers and stuff is right here, so I can easily take that. So let's finish that up. All right. Now, here's the think about it now. It may be actually more beneficial if I instead go for the Nordic countries. That way it permanently stops Germany from getting those resources, right? Right. So let's do 1 there, 1 there, and 1 there. Alrighty. So that way that's all taken. Can't do much there. Submarines technically could attack, but again, they have a lot of destroyers, so let's not do that. We'll move it probably, and then I don't think there's anywhere else it can really move to. So he can attack with 5 guys. Again, we'll make sure it's pretty solid stuff there, but we can at least move the tank out. Yeah, that's fine. But that way, this permanently removes Germany from taking at least a couple CP, because it can always take back France and stuff like that. So we'll do that. Anyway, we'll keep the fighter there. We'll move additional infantry and armor up there. Meanwhile, move additional armor over and infantry. Again, there'll be 10 guys there. They won't. It will literally be a 5. Like a. It would. They don't want to attack India. I'll move one guy over just to force them to attack. But even then, again, it's not going to be a great position. Move the sub down in case they try something. Yeah, I think that's about it. Not really much to do in this turn. Here, we're still going to hold. We'll probably take this with the Russians. But again, just cause more havoc. Transport can be up here, because again, it's outside the bomber's range. We'll have the 4 attack, 3 infantry, 3 infantry, and 3 more up here. At the very least, again, it will if he attacks, we can attack it back. And then again, these guys will block, or at least cause havoc here. So at least it'll cause some more issues. And again, as long as we're keeping Germany under 40, I would say it's pretty solid. Yeah, and the fact that the Americans are fully entrenched over here, and also maybe we can deal with that, would be a huge win, I would say. If we can deal with that army, because then it literally opens up so much of China and getting so many resources and really deflecting a lot of what the Russians can do. I bet you he's probably going to attack here, but it probably won't go well, even with bomber support. But we'll see what happens. And yeah, I feel pretty confident. I'm feeling good about this. So let's see. All right, so we're back, and this time playing as the Americans. All right. 13 destroyers. I wonder if he's trying to outpace me in some capacity with that and just keep building up their fleets. That doesn't look good. But if I, at this point, I'm essentially just in this struggle long term, so why not just, you know, throw more ships in there. Not much I can really... Oh, wait, actually, I can take that territory. We'll have the American troops take it, so that way I don't have to worry about the Russians wasting their men. And I can use the Air Force elsewhere. There we go, that'll work. If they can hit. Success. We managed to take the territory. Oh, wait, that's American. Well, it's fine. That's as long as it's under someone's control, that's fine. Alrighty, now we'll move the subs down. Again, not much I can really do in this scenario. Essentially, this is just like building up for this massive battle that's going to take place. That's going to be so stupid yet amazing. Can't wait. And then let's put more of those. 9 subs. He has no subs. He has 13. I have 4 destroyers. But again, it doesn't... for me, I don't mind that per se, because the goal will be to protect the fighters and have the fighters just rip and tear with their defense and with the battleships against the destroyers, along with my own destroyers. So, and besides, a submarine can then use its special for the 1 to just kill something and not have to worry about the ship counterattacking, right? So it has that, like, sub-strike ability. So, positive, I guess. So, we'll see. There we go. We got a bit more in the resource department. Get to artillery. I can't attack there, but I can attack elsewhere. Alright, so, again, there's no way he can attack me. Because, again, he has 10 infantry. I have 16. He has 2 artillery. I have 3. I have 4 fighters here. He has 4 fighters and a couple bombers. So, theoretically, he has more bombers and tanks, which could do something. But again, I have anti-air as well. So that'll be a concern for him. Let's take over this territory. Use a fighter to engage. And then, should I actually... Hold on. Should I actually deal with that? Because he would not be able to physically counter if I sent a plane. But if I sent a plane... then, again, in a tough situation where I can't exactly fight him head on. It's going to be interesting. Well, actually, I'll have more men. So, theoretically, I could put 1 there, attack him with... Oh, no, although I wouldn't... It's tough. It's tough. Because, again, I don't have the men here to fight the 4. And even with the bomber there, it could be a bad situation. Or I could attack him with all 4, with 1 fighter. Let's build up men there. Let's build up more forces before I were to do that. Let's at least cause havoc for the Japanese once again. Give more territory to the Americans. And make them keep wasting more men. Because as long as I keep winning these battles, hopefully. I just realized I could have used both, but whatever. Let's just not count that. Anyone who's like, wait, Greyshot, couldn't you just use both? Shh, I forgot. Anyway, let's move 1 infantry unit there. We'll move another infantry. We'll move 2 infantry units there, and the additional 2 infantry units down south. We're still protected on all fronts, but that way, if he does something, I can counter. Alrighty. Fighters are there. Solid defense. And then 2 and 2. With the remaining 2 infantry there. We have 20 infantry now. And 5 artillery. I am to the point now where I think, and again, I'll do the check. Maybe I'm incorrect, but at the very least, he has to be worried because I have twice the infantry, more artillery. I could theoretically launch an assault. Would it be effective? It might be iffy. But I have a lot more that I could lose, and he doesn't exactly have that fortitude, even with these guys coming in. So I have a feeling he's going to pull back, or he'll move guys down, but we shall see. Or what he could do is like try to group up all of his men here, and if he does that, I could essentially, well, I could group up here, once again, put everything I have, force him to make a decision to attack or not, and then also push here. So there's a couple avenues, and plus the north would be completely undefended, and I could just send in a lot of British forces in to just cause havoc across. And of course, I now have 8 guys I can send in to attack here, so he's probably going to want to defend Germany as well. So there's a lot of avenues he has to be very cautious on now. But we'll see what he does. All right, we are back again, and hopefully not dying. Mostly. Okay, so what did the Germans do in their turn? Destroyed infantry. Lost 2 infantry. Destroyed, okay, so 1 for 1. Destroyed 1 artillery. Lost 2 infantry. Oh, failed to take the territory. Oh, Finland held. Huzzah! And, yeah, destroyed infantry unit. All their fighters are over here. So I can't really do much about that because 1, 2... That's a, unfortunately, precarious position I've placed them in. The fighters could engage there. I don't... Would he engage this with that much infantry? I don't think he would. I'm thinking he won't do that, especially if I put a fighter there or more. Actually, yeah, that's a good point. I don't have to worry about the fighters. I don't really have to worry about a lot of things. What should I focus on? Okay, so there's 12 guys there. Obviously, 8 can't... 8. 12. 1, 2, 3, 4. 13. Alright, so... No. That's a really dumb idea. The bombers could be a good kill. I mean, it could... I mean, I doubt I would get the bombers on the ground, but... The idea of using my entire... Air Force and Army to attack Germany, especially when the anti-air is probably not the best idea. Let me quickly check that, though, just to be on the safe side. Okay, so by my scale, it could work. That would be a hell of a move. It would be a hell of... It says there's a good shot of it working. I don't know. That's really risky. But then again, the German also has 38 per turn, so he doesn't really have a huge army that he can keep building, or at the very least. So let's put 3 guys over there, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I can't bring those fighters in, even if I wanted to. I mean, I could at least kill those bombers. That would be a huge win. But it would throw everything that I have at them. And that could be very risky. And I did promise to kill Japan first. In this game, where I promised to kill Japan first. I mean, it could go 50-50. It honestly could. I'm looking here. It's not great odds. It could really fuck me. So, let's do the smart thing. Let's not attack there. Let's build up for the next attack, though. So 7, 3, and then let's actually put a bunch and then build another fighter. No, wait, no, I can't do that because oh wait, minus that, and then minus there, and minus that, and minus another one, 3, 3, and then would be 4, and then we put a fighter down south if reinforced there. Perfect. And then we'll get over here. It's close, but I'm not risking it. And I did promise kill Japan first. Even if that ends up destroying Russia. But, you know, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. So let's put all the transports there. Send all the artillery first. Oh my god. You're not leaving. You're not leaving. I hate that setup so much. Alright. Let's put everything there. Send 2. There we go. That way it sends everything to go deal with them. Wait, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4. My fighters can get to Russia. He can't. No, I mean, his bombers could still move over, though. I could put something down. That would be a fighter, and then would be, again, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. He couldn't hit my fleet here, only with the 3 bombers. So theoretically, I could move some aircraft over here to help. That could work. Over here, I don't think I really need to do much. I'll just keep reinforcing this. We'll attack this. I'll put 2 guys there. All right, but besides that, we're gonna. I mean, again, the big thing right now is the fact that the Japanese are not able to reinforce off their home islands. They're having a really tough time with that. We'll move the fighter up. Move the artillery piece over. The sub will stay there. Keep that all there. Yeah, I think we're still okay. Again, I want to be cautious with that approach. But yeah, I have a decent army here in case he moves that over, so I can deal with it. And again, I could always attack either. He could always group up his men. That might make it more difficult. But even with 4 extra men, I would still... I think I would still be, relatively speaking, okay. Anyway, especially with fighter support. We're going to move 3 fighters over. Do I want to put all 3? 3 fighters in Russia. He physically could not attack me. Like, that would most certainly not be the case. I think that would be a respectable move. And then I can move cruiser, a destroyer, 2 aircraft carriers, and an additional fighter over there. You know what? Just to be on the safe side, I'm actually going to move 1 fighter over here. 2 additional fighters in Russia should protect it pretty soundly. And then, yeah, everything else is looking pretty good. Nothing will be down here. We'll move everything up to this region for protection purposes. 2 additional fighters should make it pretty much not likely that they would attack here and win. Even if they move down here, that would be great for me because I could send all my men to attack that position, and having less men, theoretically, because I'll attack here with the Soviets, I'll attack there with the Soviets, they would definitely be feeling it, I would say, pretty soon. Actually, let's just make it so that way, let's move that there, right? Because that way, these guys here, the 4, if they attack here, they can't do anything. So that prevents him from pushing this way. And yeah, I think that's a pretty good move. Yeah, I think that's fine. Okay, so we'll put 3, the artillery. I just realized I need more artillery for that with 3, 3. Put the fighter here for additional men, 2, and 1. But hey, that's 7, that's fine. That's still a decent attack force. And again, if they attack here, they're going to have to use the bombers rather than here. So if he tries to risk it, it could end up him losing even more units. Which, I don't think he really wants a battle of attrition right now. And because I took France, that's a lot of resources, honestly. Alrighty. Okay. Alright, so, and again, He could probably move up next turn, try to reinforce that. I mean, that is a sizable army he has moving up. But then again, now I have 7, 8, 9, and he has, what, 9, 13. Never mind, that's a lot of men. Yeah, Russia could be in a bad state soon. But again, as long as I keep moving up men here, I could take that out next turn and just keep holding him off. Because it'll take at least 2 turns for this army to come in within range of the main target. Yeah. And the Russia, at the very least... oh boy, I see lots of opportunity here. Even though Japan's in the 30s, which isn't great, I would say that's about normal. 20s is when it starts looking bad for Japan. Actually, technically, Germany being in the 30s is weird, honestly. But I can bring up more men to Russia. I still have 18 guys with 6 men. And also, I can hopefully take more of this, which would help the UK out and help the UK fight off Germany better. Hell, I could start building bombers here, then it could help here, because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, theoretically, if he allowed me to hold this territory, most likely maybe he'll let me keep the Netherlands, or sorry, the Northwest Europe, but anyway, that's speculation. Let's see what happens next. Anyway, guys, we are back for another turn, and unfortunately for the US, not much I can really do. Sorry for my weird angle. My cat needs some head pats, so I'm currently petting her. But let's see. Right now, let's just keep reinforcing the American fleet, because that's the only thing I can really do. I'm just going to pump out 4 submarines and 2 destroyers. And again, I can't really do much action. However, I am going to move the fighter over here, because I'm not going to expect me to fight this turn. I'm slowly gaining the advantage on the, let's see, on the Japanese. And I might be able to do a big strategy in terms of knocking out a lot of German air capabilities. But anyway, let me move all the ships down there. Make sure that's good. Yeah, that should be fine. Again, I love the fact he has 17 destroyers and I have 14 subs, but then I have way more destroyers overall. So I think I'm still over on the clear and have a larger navy than he does. I would expect me to be able to outpace him in another 2 turns or so. So I feel like by round 10, I should be able to engage him, because again, I have 38, he has 38, but I'm going to be able to start pushing here in just a moment. And speaking of pushing, let's do exactly that. Can't do that much, right? So I'm going to launch an artillery piece here. We'll launch 2 infantry. Now you might be saying, Greyshot, why are you launching attack here? Well, if I take here, he'll have to pull troops back. But I am going to launch a massive attack here. Specifically, I want to knock out those 4 planes, because there's only 1 defending infantry. And if I send 5 infantry, or 6, right, and I send 2 planes, I overwhelm his defenses, and hopefully I can at least get some kills in on these fighters. That's the goal anyway. I feel pretty confident in that, so that's exactly what I'm going to do. Plus the remaining infantry and stuff I can put here with the fire defense, I should be totally fine for a counterattack, especially if I can kill a couple planes. But we'll see. I did the specifics. I should be okay, especially with up to 4 fighters here, and I'll put 2 fighters there. So we shall hopefully see how things are going to go. I could absolutely mess this up, which is totally fine, but with me, again, let's see. Not a great start. There we go. Alright, Ukraine secure. That's fine. Alright, come on. Yes! 2 fighters down. Yeah, let's go again. Don't care. That's 4 German fighters down. I'm happy with those odds. I'm very happy with those odds. And now I can actually take that piece of territory next turn, and there's nothing protecting me. And plus I can reinforce there. So I am going to move everything here that I can, except for 1 guy. it does suck about losing a fighter. But again, I don't think the Germans can really afford losing all 4 of their fighters. So. And I still have way more infantry. Artillery-wise, he has slightly more. Tank-wise, I'm about 50-50, a slight advantage. But again, 4 fighters and he only has 3 bombers. I'm pretty good with those odds. I like those odds a lot. I don't think he can push at all. So, yeah. Turns out, again, always watch out with your fighters. And again, those 4 guys there came in handy. Next turn, I hope to launch an attack and hopefully, if I can, neutralize a lot of the Russian defenses in this region and then just advance and clear a lot of these sectors if possible. But we'll see. I should have enough armor and especially air power to neutralize that and kill everything and then slowly push into these regions. He'll have to start reinforcing these areas. But the one turn he doesn't reinforce, then we kill the fleet. But we shall see. We shall see. Hello guys, back, and I didn't expect to be at this screen right now. I expected this to keep going into a climactic battle, but, well, looks like I get an anticlimactic game. But, to be fair, it's not my fault. Germany literally killed himself. So, to explain. Germany attacked Russia, right? And he attacked with 18 infantry, or I guess 17, sorry. No, it is 18. Yeah, 18 infantry, 6 artillery, 7 tanks, and 3 bombers, right? And you're like, whoa, that's a lot, Greyshot. You know, he's attacking Russia. That seems like he could take it. I had 25 infantry. I checked because I was like, this seems weird for him to, like, quit out here. He had 25 infantry. He only killed 9 with about 34 units attacking. Not amazing odds, honestly. And most likely what probably got him in was the counterattack by my infantry and everything else was probably more than he could handle, right? And it was probably so many casualties, he's like, I'm done. To be fair, this attack is like a 10% chance of actually succeeding. So I don't know why he did it. I'm assuming he probably thought the fighters would be a good idea, but again, I murdered them. I made sure they died. And, yeah, that actually worked quite well because, again, he reinforced with Japan here. I attacked with the Russians. I may have lost a fighter, but those 4 dead German fighters saved Moscow. So, and if he attacks all this and loses, he, has a small army here, and then I attack everywhere with what's left and just, like, expand greatly. And then even then, he'll take this. Maybe I counterattack either up here, kill those men. If I don't have the men, I could also just attack France and stuff again. So, honestly, not too bad. Or not too bad scenario for me, but a really bad scenario for him. So I get why. Wait, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, you can always go up there. So yeah, I get why he probably wrapped things up. But that's game. I feel bad because we didn't get to this final battle between the American and Japanese fleets. But at least we're stuck there. At least I committed so many Japanese forces that they just were stuck. They couldn't do anything, and I feel like that's the best result. And you know, Germany killing himself. My goal was to kill Japan first. I failed, but I didn't kill Germany. Germany killed Germany, and I think that's the best result I could ask for if I can't kill Japan. But anyway, what do you guys think? Leave your comments down below. This has been Greyshot with another Axis and Allies match, and I'll see you guys next time. Hello everyone, before y'all go, you can check out more content above, you can subscribe, and you can hear as I talk about some amazing people who support me on Patreon, which include Folkvard, Aphyria, Joey G240, Milam, Ace, ShinobiWarrior, PyroShark, XSomeToolx, Epic Pleb. Thank you all for your incredible support. You literally help this channel keep on growing, so thank you. If you want to support the channel, again, check out some of the stuff I mentioned. Otherwise, I'll see all of you next time.